And we are live. Do not adjust your televisions or your phones or your laptops. It's a little Wednesday night impromptu. The 6-year anniversary of the 94 Feet of Life Facebook group. Big Shot Ron, Trav, MJ, Germ. Checking in. This is not going to be very long because a brother is going to watch Snowfall in 25 minutes. But this is the 6-year anniversary, so we wanted to just check in because this is a special day. You know, 6 years is not a landmark, but it's one more year that we're here. So MJ, Trav, Germ is newer, but certainly big part of the family. So Trav, MJ, talk to me, man. 6 years.
6 years required me to bring the black robe out.
Absolutely.
Like black robe MJ is a whole nother level.
Let's go. Since we good it up, let's go.
Yeah. Black robe MJ is another level. So I am toasting to the 6 years. Just a little background information for those of y'all who didn't know. How we kind of got brought up was we were just tired of hearing about, just the meaningless barbershop debates going on in sports. And we just was like, we need a little bit more substance. We like to really talk the game and analyze this game and really get a feel for this game. So when we, me and Big Shot talked about it, we created this thing, and I personally did not know it will be where it is right now. And it's still growing. There's still a lot of people that's joining the groups, that's joining the scene. So we humbly appreciate you for rocking with us, because you don't have to listen to our rhetoric, but you do. And we hope that we continue to entertain you and keep giving you what you need. So I swing this over to Trav, but with all of my heart, thank you.
6 years of being a part of this matrix that we call 94 Feet of Life. It's a beautiful thing, especially talking it amongst brothers that is just like me. They think it's just like me. Do we disagree? Yeah, but do we disagree to the point that we're learning? Yes. That's what 94 Feet of Life is all about. 6 years of this. 6 years. I'm talking about conference calls.
Yeah.
To anchor calls.
Yep.
The trips to Chicago and Harold's
Trips
Chicken.
to Chicago and Harold's. Oh God,
with the mild sauce. God, don't forget the mild sauce, man.
Oh no, I had them right.
It's there. That to doing it FaceTime calls, and now this.
Yeah.
This is an evolution just like the game, man. We evolving just like the game evolving, man. We learning and doing great things every day, man. Every year is gonna be something new. So 94 Feet of Life, man. 6 years, man.
It's crazy. I just happened to look at the calendar a couple days ago. I was like, dang, anniversary is coming up. And it's funny because the 5-year anniversary obviously was last year. And you talk about how wild things are. That was literally, except for one quick drive-by to drop off some Ball U gear. That's the last time I've seen MJ.
Yeah. Last time.
Yeah.
Because we taped that video, the 5-year anniversary live, a couple of days after the official. COVID was here the next week.
That was the first. I remember that. That was March the 1st.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that.
2 weeks later, world shut down.
Yep. And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because for one, I love talking with my brothers about this hoop game. I love entertaining you guys, but my heart, my soul, my spirit is in the youth. I miss training. I miss teaching. I miss elevating kids' game and seeing them be able to get scholarship offers. And because of this pandemic, and with all the things that, I have in my personal life that I cannot lose or I can't afford to lose, I just decided not to put anybody in harm's way, not myself, not my family, and definitely not somebody else's child over a game of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. But what I am doing is I am now certified to give COVID testing. So that's going to be a start.
MJ
Yep,
is Dr.
that's what
Fauci,
I'm-
y'all.
Hey, at some point we gotta take this serious because it's like
Absolutely.
it just keeps it's like the fact that we're wearing masks normal scares me. Like people is just going about it business as usual, saying fuck it, I'll just slap this mask on. And to me personally, I'm like, nah, this is not how we're supposed to live life.
Right.
I know for my single brothers out there, I know y'all want to see what type of mouth that woman got. Do she got stacked teeth? Y'all can't even see that now.
It's a down.
Nah. Hey, so Germ, let me bring you in. Germ joined us, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
About 2 or 3 years.
16.
Are you?
Oh,
No, Jerm been there. Basically with Jerm had his own podcast, but he was like Twister with Rockefeller. He always was affiliated.
Yeah.
We didn't make it for real
True.
until like I finally just reached out to the brother. Like,
I
man,
thought it was like 18 or
Yeah, I
So-
thought it was
19 or
18
something.
too.
So
Okay.
here's what happened. First of all, this is how I even got introduced to all of y'all. It started with Jeff Madison and Jay Ham. We was in one of them sports groups and we was talking about hoops. Now, everybody know me for football, but basketball has always been one of my sports, just growing up in period, this in general. Like I've
Right.
always been for lack of better terms, the encyclopedia for a lot of people around me. Everybody, when they want to run and talk about something, we would talk. So I just remember talking with Ham and how do you remember all of this? Like, you know what I'm saying? That type of energy. So we was talking, and then Ham was talking about a group, and then Jeff was like, yo, he tagged me and said, yo, add Germ. And then Ham was like, yeah, I mess with Germ. We're going to put him in. And at the time, it was I eat, sleep, drink, sports all day. So then I went to college for about a year. And then after I went to college, I came back at 16 after the Cavs had won and everything. And I remember being in debate with Ham, and we would talk about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there talking about Klay, and he was talking about Steph, and we was talking about some things. And I just remember ever since then, and then some of the Cleveland stuff that we was talking about around the time with the Kyrie Irving stuff and everything else. Our guy Mo Schefter, he eventually created another chat with us all, and it was just interesting. So it was just so much stuff. But 16 came out. We were smoking. And then remember, we did the 2017 NBA Finals podcast on True to the Game.
Yep.
Remember, it was Trav, it was Big Shot, it was Ham. MJ didn't make it, but I brought MJ another day. I mean, look, man, this has been the greatest time frame I've ever encountered with people. Like, I like y'all more than I like people I see every day most of the
I
time.
appreciate it.
We felt like I Am Legend. Be like, look, if you out there, if you think like us, if you're not on bullshit, you are not alone.
You're
Like,
not
we're
alone.
trying to gather all the people that's not on bullshit and just put them in a room and just be like, all right, you ain't gotta worry about that. Now you free here. Go ahead,
talk.
Crazy. Hey, Trav, the search bar, because first of all, I'm hyped because March Madness is coming back. Because we had March Madness last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been like pulling up all the old March Madness posts and then the anniversary. So I'm just finding stuff that we have talked about in the last 6 years. And it's been quite something. So I'm gonna just do some quick rapid fire. Real quick. So this is all things within the 6 years that this group has been. So gotta keep that in mind. Favorite playoff series that has happened since 94 Feet of Life has been over.
Favorite playoff. The favorite one that we had, me personally, was 2017.
Okay.
2017 was my favorite one. That's when me and Ham, we did Live in the Kitchen. And I posed the question, what if your number 2 player dominates your number 1 player? What y'all gonna say then? And sure enough, he did that.
So you're going with 2017 Warriors.
2017 Warriors Cavaliers. Not because of just the series, it's just the fun that we had doing
MJ,
this.
let me see if your answer has changed since the 5-year anniversary show. I remember what you said in the 5-year anniversary.
I really don't, but it's been a lot of alcohol and a lot of pounds gained since then.
So
So
in 2020, a year ago, you said your favorite series was the 2016 finals.
that still is. It still
Still your
is.
favorite?
The reason why it stands out the most is because that's the only series I've been wrong on in the last 5 years. So imagine that shit. That's the only series I was wrong on in the last 5 years.
Germ, favorite playoff series in the 94 feet of life era.
I gotta say, I like 17 because we did a lot of good coverage for 17. 17, I feel like was that year that it was just like, yo, nah, it ain't very much you can do with these folks. They different.
Now, here's something that's interesting. In 2017, April 6th was the birth of Film Over Feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we was going into playoffs and we was talking about it. And I said, I used to have a theme for every season of the playoffs of what to expect. And I told people, I'm like, my theme this year is Film Over Feelings because it's going to be people trying to conjure up every way possible for Golden State not to win this. And there's just no way in hell anybody is beating them in a 7-game series. I don't care who it is. This season, ain't nobody beating them in a 7-game series. And sure enough, they went on and only lost like 1 game?
1 or 2 games, I think.
They were like
swept
16-1.
Yeah, so they ripped through that.
Yeah, they beat them 8-9.
And the year of the chemistry set, Golden State chemistry. We did that when?
That was actually
16?
after they won the championship. So that was the summer
16.
of 2016. We was setting them up to let people know this is not a fluke. We was trying to warn y'all, like, look, they won 65 games for a reason last year. This is not a fluke. Like, they were scoring in the paint. They were doing all the things that every championship team in the league done. It was just hidden by just the exceptional shooting of their backcourt.
So here's some more things that have stood out the last 6 years. We saw our first international NBA world champion, Toronto, win the series in 2019.
You called that.
You said what?
You called that.
I didn't call it with authority, though.
But you called.
To be fair, it wasn't like an authoritative.
You slick called that.
All I said for this year, like, Toronto has things that they can do that will give them trouble. Now, obviously, the health of Durant, the health of Clay is the X factor. I was on We the North. I give myself all this credit on it.
Give yourself some credit, man.
Game of Thrones. That man said we the North.
Big Shot be the
Game
most
of
humble
Thrones.
one of us. I don't care. You gonna know. You gonna get these words.
Hey, what had me with Toronto was KD's injury, but what also had me with Toronto is I'm like, this coach don't really care about these gentleman rules that the NBA play with.
He don't.
He gonna win off just that.
He just want to win, man. Boxing 1, triangle 2. When you go to a triangle 2, what else you gonna do?
Right. Hey, here were some other favorite moments, y'all, from this 6-year era. I just remember that just from the group itself and kind of, things that have happened that just sparked such great conversation. Group. Do y'all remember the night Steph hit that bomb in Oklahoma City?
Woo, Jesus.
And then did the It Was a Pitch Black Night and start crip walking on them folks.
That was one of the more fun nights in the group.
Oh man.
That was the going back to Cali game. That was big.
That
time.
started the Steph hate.
That was big time. Going back to Cali game when Clay took that team on his back, man. And
you gotta
lose.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this was still during the year where everybody was saying Westbrook was better than Steph because he was more athletic.
That's 16, right? That's 16.
Yeah.
16, although the champion wasn't expected, but the way they played, they
There's a
deserve to be
lot of
champions.
fun things that
But
happened
it was
in
a lot of things happened 2016.
2016. Now it's fine. Some
It
of
was
the
wild.
other things we've had that's memorable. All the NBA draft names, memorable.
Oh man, rest in heaven, my girl Sean Real.
Sean
man.
Real, Sean
Oh,
Real, rest in
Every need for itself.
Every need
every need,
matters, man.
so the
Yeah,
Bulls
man.
drafted Denzel Valentine, and Sean
Prior to
Real,
drafting
our
him, though.
girl said, because he had, knee issues. She said every need for itself.
Every need for itself. Oh man.
But the prior to her saying it, she called in immediately venting about the Bulls, just saying, why we always got to draft somebody that got bad knees? We always drafted somebody. How come they knee can't be healthy? She was like, Lord, please don't draft this.
If
Every
this was
need
like
for itself.
conference
And as
call.
soon as she said it,
Bing.
And they showed you the evolution of us, right? We on YouTube, we doing lives. This was conference call. Everybody
Conference
had
call.
to add a number
And
with
the code.
access code.
4-digit pin.
4-digit
I still
PIN.
have those saved.
Keep them.
We still got the archives for a lot of those things because as long as you can log in, you can just log into the thing and you still got them.
Man, that chemistry set, man. I'm telling y'all, man. We have done some great interviews. Tim Hardaway.
We had Tim Hardaway.
What's my guy name?
Shout out to Angela Bailey for setting that
Shout
up.
out to Angela.
Yes.
Shout out to her girl Angela. We had Tim Hardaway on. We had
Craig. Shout out to
we
Big
had
Shot
Craig
for the
Hodges.
Craig
We had
exclusive.
Andre McCarter.
What's your guy that's better that was better than LeBron James in high school?
Lenny
Lenny Cook.
Lenny Cook.
We had Lenny
him.
Cook on the show. We had Lenny
We had
Cook
Roger
on.
Rose. Shout out to Worldwide.
Roger
Lust for that one.
Rose.
Roger Rose
Yes.
is on the show. Has been on with us.
Man, we done had some real nice ones. But and of course, my number one is gonna be Tim Hardaway because
I gotta be.
number 10, that's me.
Yeah, I was hating.
That's why
I was
I had
hating that day. I couldn't be on.
I am a Tim Hardaway fan. That's why and
Yeah.
oh my God. But that Golden State chemistry set we put up.
Yeah, that was
Golden State University. That's what
Golden State
Golden
University.
State University. That was
GSU.
yeah, that was a great episode.
We will put that. We have to put that on,
Yeah.
and y'all gonna hear it. That's gonna be some of the. I can guarantee you, that is about an hour of greatness, an hour of breakdown that we have ever done.
Y'all better real quick, y'all better be subscribed to the YouTube channel because
Right
we're gonna start uploading shows that won't be live. So you're gonna want to be there to see some of the stuff that we call from years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We got stuff for views like that. We got stuff for 94 like that. Like some of the stuff, like y'all don't understand how much we have talked about this stuff.
Everything that we say now, our lingo has derived from those. Like I remember Germ was on the show and we was talking about the draft, and that's when the receipts thing came up. I said I need to see receipts.
Mm-hmm. Slaw. Receipts.
Had no idea. These terms that we're using right now, we're going to take off to where they're taking off. Don't let the television tell your vision. We have
Oh my
we
God!
have so many.
I made the emoji theme for that.
That's an original.
That is so original.
That
man.
one, that's another one. I mean, oh man, that's crazy.
It is. We have really, we still growing. We still trying to get where we want to get to. But to think about just the nature of Facebook groups, period. Not even just basketball, just any topic. They don't last 6 years. Think about it. Most Facebook groups, you got what, 3-4 year shelf life?
6.
We've been at this for 6 daily. No, this ain't no days off. No
Mhm.
days off.
Like we Ferris Bueller.
6 years.
And it couldn't have happened without the the folks that bought into what we was trying to do,
Absolutely.
because they
Right.
actually govern it harder than we even govern it. Like, I remember 2 years ago, this is probably one of the funniest moments to me in the group. Some dude we just added with nobody knew him from a can of paint, and he said, Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
said
remember
the
that.
debate.
I remember that.
And Anthony Paolini type, you must be new to the group.
He already knew. He
Like,
already knew.
it's because we have set a standard to where that type of talk, if you ain't coming with some original troll shit, or if you ain't coming with something that is worth our time,
It's not gonna fly.
we like, all right.
Yeah, I remember that. I cannot remember that person's name. Not that I need to, but yeah, that was like his first post, and everybody quickly put the.
But nobody. What I like is nobody like got upset or angry at him or
Right.
or tried to like go hard at him. They just was like, no.
They look bored of him. Yeah, they look bored of him. They basically like, man, you know, this ain't the group.
Y'all remember Avengers when he was like, "We don't do that here."
We don't do
that here, folks.
We just don't do that here. And I mean, and it was so, and it hit so hard to him. Like, we haven't seen him comment since.
And you want to know something? You know, one of my favorite things about this group is when somebody is wrong about something, and everybody try to jump on a person or try to say something, especially when it's one of us, and then Bleacher Report come out with it afterwards, and then we get to posting it. Oh, that's my favorite, because I gave folks the heads up on the Kyrie situation,
Yes,
for
you
example.
did. Yes, you
And
did.
MJ, I remember MJ was like, so now we're going to address this. This man gave y'all 110%, couldn't give no sources because that's not good media work. But he told y'all this was what was going on.
Because when that happened, I told y'all, I was the first. I was like,
MJ made the post, Trav was right there.
I was there.
It was evident.
Hey, look, it ain't too many times where I say keep the same energy, but the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly.
Because it's too many times y'all jump down our throat when we say something, and sometimes we just forecast the future. I remember when we were saying KD might be better than Brian. We were saying that earlier before he even went to Golden State. Then as soon as he went to Golden State, had the team that he needed, and LeBron kept getting swept. Now everybody want to say it. I'm like, nah, don't say it now.
Don't say it.
We already told you that this is a legit argument. I still was on the, LeBron is better in my opinion, but it was all preference because I'm like, I just think that, he's the GOAT of our generation.
The gap closed in this 94 feet of light era.
That gap closed.
When we started the group, LeBron was like the clear best player in the league.
He was head and
shoulders. They
shoulders.
had to compare him to Kobe and Jordan.
He was head and shoulders.
Now it's different.
Man.
Just some other quick things, and then I'm gonna go watch Snowfall. But y'all got to continue to talk amongst yourselves. Feel free, keep the party going. Here's some other things I've loved. Patino game, not walking through that door.
Yeah,
that's all you.
94 feet. 94 feet. If the NBA was pickup.
That's MJ.
Hey, blind GM was
blind GM.
That's MJ.
Was born there.
He was born there.
Born there.
Hey man, that's still like. Let me just say this. I'm sorry, Big Shot. Blind GM is the greatest game I have ever played. That is the only game that conquers me.
No, it don't conquers you. It just humbles you.
Hey, shut up.
And I love it. I love it.
That's it. Just a little humble.
Hey, we have blind GM, but some of the creative things
yes,
that have come sort of been spawned in the group.
Some of your famous basketball memes.
But because we created that thing in which we're pushing, you got to have your own material or you got to have your own thought process. We pushed that, so we had to lead by example. So this group brought the best out of me in trying to think of other ways to talk about this game or people will say things like and might have a hindsight 2020 view to it, which inspired the blind GM. I'm like, okay, since y'all think y'all could just pick the right person, let's just take the names away and see who you pick. And it was so hilarious because everybody was sounding just as optimistic as I'm sure those GMs were sounding when they was picking them slow ass people.
Exactly.
And now you see how they feel. Of course, they're going to try to stand
when
on
you
their
leave
pick.
your emotions, when you leave your emotions at home and make your picks off pure skill.
That's hopefully what we have provided for y'all in the last 6 years. It's just some fun, some creativity, but more importantly, just looking at the game different. And not only looking at the game different, looking at all of the things that are part of the game. Like the game is so much bigger than Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. So much bigger. We've covered AAU. We've covered high school.
Women's basketball.
We've looked at women's ball. We've looked at how ball is played in different cities,
different countries.
We have covered. When we say 94 feet of life, like we really mean every part of basketball life that you can possibly think of. And I'm sure there's still stuff that we're gonna get to, but
oh yeah. And my personal favorite moment, shout out to Artemis Ruiz, when he decided the goodness of his heart to utilize the group to raise money to get that kid free training and equipment.
That was tough.
I didn't ask him to do that. I never once really pushed Ball U because those are separate entities to me. Like when 94 Feet of Life, and I know a lot of people wanted to market that stuff, but like I said, by the example, I'm like, if they can't market their stuff like crazy, we not gonna market our stuff crazy.
Right.
At the very least, we put our podcast up, but you didn't see us like trying to drive it or shove it down your throat. It's like, yo, this is what we had to say. Since y'all comment on our post, comment on this video. But that was a touching moment. So shout out to Artemis Ruiz.
It's become a real sense of community. Like it's brotherhood. Like like I said, Trav came to Chicago, hung out for the ball for the combine. He come to see us. We hang out with him. I've gone to Greg G2's tournaments before.
Yeah.
Hung out with Les, Worldwide Les. Shout out Worldwide Les. So it's a real sense of community. When Sean Real passed, people gave money to the flowers, gave flowers for that. Like it's truly like it repeated again. When it says 94 feet of life on the screen, that's exactly what it is.
We real about ours.
Exactly
man.
what it is.
We real about it.
It's a true community. I am so proud of it.
Yeah.
Saying whatever the direction is goes, I'm super proud of the group. I'm proud of y'all because this ain't just me. This is not a one-man show by any means. It's MJ, it's Trav, Ham, obviously, Germ. That is a whole bunch of people with ideas and like minds and creative who love the sport and have come together in these last 6-some years and have created this. So it's the best.
And it's inspired other people to talk about their sport with the same detail. And voila, we have the scene right now that you see before you.
Yeah. This is right. This is along with, views from the 22 and Petty and the outfield is sparked because now it's sparking that the conversation is not just talking heads yelling at each other. Like there's some detail to this. There's nuance to this that, you're not going to get. Like, kind of the hot topic today is Candace Parker and Shaq.
Right.
And it's funny because how she's running circles around number one.
Man.
But that's the stuff that we've been trying to do
the whole time
for 6 years, is that there is more nuance to this. This isn't just hot takes. And and all that. Like there's real nuance to this game. And so hopefully, man, if y'all have gotten nothing else out of this group, y'all have gotten it just that there's another view to this.
Yep.
That there's details to this.
As we wrap up, I'm just gonna say this. The biggest thing that I want everybody to take from everything that we do here is the old media way, the old and outdated media way is to give you all this clickbait, to tell you all these other things to try to get you just to get here. We don't want to do any of that stuff because we want you to see the game the way that the game is played, not the way that somebody's trying to tell you the game is being played.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the game in its purest form is the most beautiful part of why we're here. Nobody came to see just like I tried to tell somebody this, just like I said, we wrapping up. Mike took moves from people just like everybody in history. The difference is Mike just looked better doing them. At that time, we didn't see nobody with that, with the fadeaway that looked that pretty, that agile, that great. You see what I'm saying? So then we come back after that and we act like we don't see other players. Well, that was Mike's move. No, everybody has taken something from somebody and they put a little bit of this, a little bit of this. It's the same thing when you cook. When you cook, you don't just cook with salt. You cook a little salt, a little pepper, a little paprika. It's all different flavors that go into a player. So this actual brand, it's all different types of things that go into this brand. But the beautiful part is the one thing that we're not going to sacrifice is quality flavor. Just because somebody else wants to give you some banquet style stuff.
Right.
This is not a banquet. This is creme de la creme.
Michelin shit.
Exactly. And that's what it is. So look, y'all can keep the conversation going. Feel free. Hey.
I'll leave it up to my guys because I actually
y'all
have
feel
no
free to
problems.
keep the convo going. There's some things to talk about, but I just wanted to kind of get on real quick, man. Just to thank MJ, Trav, Ham, Germ, Les, the whole scene crew, for the work that they've put in. Like I said, whether you were here day one or whether you were here on day 2200, we glad that you are here with us. And we're going to take this thing, we're going to keep on going. So y'all have a good night. If it's some more hoop to talk, it's plenty of hoop to talk, so I ain't going to say it.
Bruh.
Keep the convo going. Remember, y'all, if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe, notifications on. March is going to be very busy around here. We got stuff planned for March Madness. We got stuff going into the trade deadline. So, hey, the party don't stop, man. The party does not stop. I'm out of here. Love y'all, brothers. Keep up the convo.
Love you too, bro.
Now,
MJ,
with that being said, I ain't put this black robe on for no reason, so I need at least 15 more minutes.
We got 15 more minutes. Let's go.
I don't watch Snowfall. I like to wait for shit to cool off before I dive into it.
MJ, see, that's why we brothers. Because you know what I do? I need to watch it from my own view so I can see everything myself. Because y'all don't be knowing what y'all be watching. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. But go ahead, MJ. Let's cook.
All right, so let me say this right now. You know, this has probably been one of the weirdest fucking days of my life. Everything that shouldn't have happened has happened. I've had to deal with shit that you probably wouldn't even imagine. I'm going to just leave it at that, which means I'm about to come with some fucking fire because anytime my day goes like that, I know that that's the devil attacking me, trying to stop me from doing, and I'm doing something right. So now I'm about to shut up. So with that, let's talk this hoop. So let's talk this All-Star Weekend. First thing about this All-Star Weekend, I am sick and tired of the celebrity game. Replace that shit.
Leave it alone, man. It's
replace that
man.
shit with the people who replace it with the All-Star snubs.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
So shouts out to Kevin Hart, but if I wanted to see him dribble around until the shot clock goes to 2 to throw up some BS, I can do that on his Instagram. Like, and real hoopers like that. Also, shout out to Famous Los. He was really getting buckets. But you know what they out there for. It's more bad basketball.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't trying to see bad basketball here. And it's just like, who's going to be that person that be like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and try to break the celebrity game assist record? Because I know y'all know how to hoop pick up for real.
Mm-hmm.
I see your moves. Y'all know how to hoop for real. Y'all stop playing with me with trying to chase this trophy. That don't mean that.
It was over for me when Kevin Hart won and he had 4 points. That was it. For me.
He won the MVP.
Hey, the senator a hooper for real.
Oh
Duncan,
yes,
Artie
yes,
Duncan is a
yes,
hooper for
yes.
real.
He can ball.
But MJ, correct me if I'm wrong. When you go to the court, it's gonna be some guys that are gonna sneak up on you, of course. But at the end of the day, you kind of know who's what when you go to the court.
Yeah,
kind of know. I can tell about 50% of them celebrities actually know how to hoop. But I can tell other 50% there is just Jack and Rick. This is what it is.
You know, I mean, that's all it is. And you know, the beautiful thing about the game too is it's like, you know, because we just talked about how Candace Parker, like, you know, pretty much was challenging Shaq. What y'all got to understand is most of the players in the NBA are so talented that everything is working off instinct.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people that could play an instrument and don't know how to read music. It's people that talented. It's a lot of people that know how to cook and ain't never used a measuring cup. When you got that gift, and when you were blessed with all of the necessary things that you need to be dominant,
it's a pure gift. It's
a pure gift, and you don't have to do the work that the normal person may have to do to get where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that Shaq or Barkley is necessarily wrong with their takes. I just think that because of their gifts, they didn't have to go through the grind like everybody else did.
They just go off instinct. They just go off instincts and pure God-given ability that they had. They didn't have too many jobs. They didn't have too many jobs to score. They was there to put the ball in the basket, get rebounds. They wasn't strategically went it. The only thing that was strategically that somebody went at them was a double team. And what they did is the common sense thing. Throw it to the person that's open.
But that's how simple, when you're that good, that's how simple you make the game. Like, even when we had Tim Hardaway on, Tim Hardaway was explaining the game and making it so simple. It actually helped me out in my analysis because I actually was making the game more complicated than the actual players were making it. So it allowed me to simplify it, which helped me talk to everybody. So salute to them for that. And there is a place for it. But the whole thing is you have to stop making it seem like your way is the only way. Mm-hmm. That's where people get wrong when talking about this game. And that's what makes them look stupid. You can have passion. Ain't nothing wrong with passion. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about how you did things in your day or what you would prefer the game to be. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you make it seem like that is law, or when you challenge somebody who knows what they're talking about, and you just want to over-talk them or say, well, I can say this because I have this, this, and this, at some point, that's not going to matter anymore. Especially if you don't even know the player's first name that you're supposed to be analyzing.
Oh my God, that's what be killing me, man. You
don't even know these dudes.
You don't even know them.
Who's playing.
You don't even know them, and you just talk.
And you know, like guys like Christian Wood, who has been hooping, like he's like, I never even seen you play. Wow, really?
So can I let me just say this to you.
No, go ahead.
And I just want people to understand this. Just because, and this is not just a one problem. This is a problem all throughout the world that we keep recreating. Old heads, old schools, fathers, grandfathers, people who got them mentalities that go back to the 60s and the 50s. There is a place for you in this world. But I need for you to understand that the game has changed and the players are different. The game has evolved. Everything in life has evolved. Evolution is a part of life. So if we don't understand that evolution is a part of life, we will never be able to appreciate the purity and the beauty of what we are watching. So
Well, let's
just
talk
because you think the 90s is the best era of basketball, number one, it was the slowest pace. So it was more isolation driven. We didn't have a lot of athletes back then. So I'm going to come at y'all GOAT Mike. I'm going to come at y'all GOAT Mike for 1 second because I can come at you with facts. I ain't got to be a troll with it. Can you name 5 players who was on Mike's level as for skill-wise, athletic-wise in the 90s? You can't. You can't name 5. Most of the people who were guarding Mike were under 6'4". We're talking about a dude that was an athletic freak. We're talking about one of the most gifted players. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Can we name 5, 6 players more gifted than Mike?
I can name a lot of players who was athletic as Mike. What made Mike is the fact that his athleticism and his skill and his competitiveness were all elite level, top notch. When you have all of those 3, that's what made him great. Because it was like no matter what angle you attacked him, he was gonna figure it out. And that's what made him special. Because, you know, I mean, we even look at it as today's game. It's like Westbrook has the athletic ability and he has that level of competitiveness, but he doesn't have the fundamentals Mike had. Hence the reason why he has games where he looks really good and he has games where he's not playing efficient basketball. But even with that, let me go back to what Germ said about, you know, just kind of the old heads, because this needs to be addressed too. You know, I try to make myself be the bridge of this to speak on every level. The reason for old heads frustration is, in this country, America, we really shit on wisdom and elderly people. When people get older, what we do? We throw them in the home. We talk about they don't know what they're talking about. You know, no matter what they did, we just completely forget about it because it's what you've done for me lately. And a lot of older people have a lot of great information that we can utilize. Yep. And we just, not only do we not listen, but we're very brash and disrespectful. Mm-hmm. So I understand where that chip comes from. I understand it because, you know, Elgin Baylor was the first person to do a Euro step. Jerry West was the first person to do the stop and pop that y'all love Kobe to do. So nothing has really been changed. It's just you add athleticism and, like Germ said, a little bit of flavor. They put their own touch to it. They put their own flavor to it. Go ahead, Trey.
You preaching, man. You preaching. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, me personally, if you love the game, man, love the game. If you love the game, love the game. No matter if it's 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s, 2020. The game is going to continue, and you just got to love the game. Everybody is not going to do everything that you like, but you got to acknowledge their greatness.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You got to acknowledge their greatness.
And the funny thing about being great,
that's where that whole GOAT thing, just leave it alone.
Shouts out to LL for even creating that term. He don't get enough credit for creating it. He really should be getting like payments for every time people use the word GOAT.
Should have been copyrighted unless he probably already got it copyrighted.
Right. Get that man his paper and give him his roses now. He made a whole album called GOAT. And we've been using this word for 25 years, not even knowing who brought that to the table.
Yeah.
So but those are things that we want to talk about. And MJ, I'm with you on the respect factor. But here's the bridge to gap, and this is just what it comes down to. It comes down to mutual respect.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think both sides.
So just because you experienced a couple things, I have to reference this. Times do change. Your experiences in life do matter. Everybody's experiences in life matter. But that's the reason why we have to make sure that we respectfully are understanding where each other is coming from. Take a second and listen. Don't tell me that my life is less valuable because I didn't experience this in the 60s. Because I have a whole nother dosage or a whole nother problem that you didn't have to deal with back in the 60s.
And it goes back to this. It's not what you say or what you communicate. It's how you communicate. It's the 90% of altercations does not come from what you're saying. It's how people are saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Hoteps could have probably been way further along if they knew how to communicate with other Black people without making us look like we stupid and sleepy.
Hey man, on that note,
y'all can go watch Snowfall now.
On that note, I ain't even watching it myself.
I ain't watching it either.
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna find me a good game. I actually watched the Rockets get touched up by Brooklyn, but other than that,
shouts out to James Harden. Got his jersey retired tonight, I believe.
Retired in my jersey.
I just want to say this, man. Enjoy the game, man. Stop all this extracurricular, man. It's so much good basketball being played out here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you enjoy the game by arguing and bickering and doing that old school barbershop stuff, more power to you. Just stay the hell away from me.
Man, I ain't gonna even.
That's all.
Stay out 94 feet of life.
Yeah, stay away from that. This ain't for you. Because we have already established the fact that we're not going to make everybody happy, and we're not for everybody. In a world and social media where everybody's trying to get a little bit of everybody's attention, we have already drew our line in the sand. Like, look, if you ain't been really watching this game and you're stuck in whatever era that you like the game to be, and you think this era sucks, even though you refuse to watch it, that is fine. We're not for you. It's cool. It's cool.
Oh, by the way, before we go, I'm still looking for one contestant for 94 feet of fortune. Still
y'all better sign up, man. We put some work into this one. This is probably gonna be one of our best games and one of our best shows.
Get in contact with me. Get in contact with MJ. Get in contact with Germ. Either one of us, Ham, Big Shot. We're going to look at that panel. We're going to select one. I just need one. I'm probably going to cut a promo on that tomorrow, maybe tomorrow.
Shouts out to y'all promos too, man. I'm going to get back in.
But Friday is going down. 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, man. Trav Sajak, 94 feet of fortune, man. We here.
Hey, man. With that being said, Tony, signing off. Happy anniversary to 94 feet of life. Y'all get the, double entendres, we got going on here. But that being said, Trav, Big Shot, MJ, basketball for the people, by the people. Subscribe to the scene. We got so much stuff planned for y'all. Be a part of it. We out, y'all. We'll holler at y'all later.